Okay, part 4. I hope there will be 2 more parts to this, but let's get this over with. The rundown. And this is a really enjoyable film. Really enjoyable and really downright funny. This is probably The Rock's probably one of his best. Although, WrestleMania actors aren't really good actors. But yeah, he is a pretty funny. He is really funny. Sean Sean William Scott in this. He's also pretty funny. But yeah, this is really funny movie. Yeah, this is a really enjoyable movie. Check it out. Love a blast. Sahara. I know a lot of people say this is an okay movie, based off of the novel. But I've never read the novel. Don't plan on to because I don't like reading. This movie is really good, actually. I know a lot of people don't really like this because it's a film adaptation to a book. They're not good. Well, I actually really like this. But yeah, check it out. But I'd say read the book. Although I haven't read the book, so too late. I watched it. Salt. This was a newer one that I got like a month ago. I saw this, and this is actually really awesome. This is a really good action movie. Not one of my favorites, but it is pretty good. I won't really say enough about it. Sanctum. Sanctum. Blech. Sanctum. So, lots of people hate this movie because of the fact it's not really suspenseful. And the acting in this, well, it is okay, but the script and dialogue is okay. But I enjoyed this movie. I don't call it great, but this is pretty good. It's almost been a year since I've seen it. This is a Christmas present from last year. But yeah, this also kind of reminded me of The Descent, but only underwater instead. So this is also pretty good, but pained a lot. Scott Pilgrim versus the World. Hilarious movie. Really, really funny. Uh, really good comic book related movie from director Edgar Wright. You probably know him from Shaun of the Dead and Hot Fuzz, which to me are probably a lot better than this. Not his best movie, but it is really funny. At first, I thought this movie was gonna be like, ugh. Thought it was not gonna be all that good. Checked it out. Really thought it was really funny, really enjoyable. You, yeah, if you really want to look for a comic book inspired movie, pop this movie in. You'll have a fun time with it. Okay, Shooter. Really underrated to me, actually. Uh, really, this is another really good Mark Wahlberg movie. So, I do have a couple of other movies, but me, my favorite Mark Wahlberg movie is Boogie Nights. Do not have that, but I have to get it someday. Director of Training Day. Never seen that either, but I do plan on seeing it. But yeah, this is one of my favorite action movies of all time. I'll probably make a review of this, but I'll probably have to rewatch it. It's been a while since I've seen it, but really, really recommend this. Okay, this is already one I already talked about. Speed, excellent movie. Don't really need to talk about it. It's really good and great. Yeah, definitely see it. Don't bother with this. Last ever gonna see from that sequel. Okay, moving on. Moving on. Spider-Man 2 and 3. Wait. Well, Spider-Man movies I really did grow up with. Mostly the first, which is my personal favorite. I did used to have the VHS of it uh, back in the day. I watched the crap out of this. I never seen it on DVD though. There's just there's just something I really loved about this in my childhood. I really loved the crap out of it. But this is one of my favorite superhero movies. Spider-Man 2. Now, this is the only Spider-Man movie I have on full screen. But I'm not going to plan on getting any widescreen because I know it's really cheap, but I'm just going to really, tolerate this. But a lot of people say this is the best in the series. This is one of the biggest comic book movies I've ever seen. But this is a really fun movie. Now Spider-Man 3, which a lot of people were really disappointed of. And out of all the Spider-Man movies, these are both 2 discs. But the funny thing is, this one is only a single disc. I know my friend Woman on Bowling Guy has the 2-disc version of it, but I was kind of disappointed in that. But I think this one is really enjoyable, but not the best. But probably my least favorite. It had a couple sheer problems, but I still think this is really, really enjoyable. I really do think. But yeah, I recommend all of them. Stealth, another movie that a lot of people hate. I don't know why a lot of people hate this. I've seen it, and it's actually one of my favorite action movies. I really think this is really enjoyable. Not Rob Cohen's best movie, but I'd say this is really awesome. And this is really enjoyable. I don't really know why a lot of people hate it, but I think a lot of people say it's just a bad copy of a futuristic copy of Top Gun, which Top Gun is an excellent movie, by the way. It's one of my favorite Tom Cruise movies. But yeah, still, it is worth checking out. Sucker Punch, another movie that a lot of people hate. Uh, a lot of people hate this because of the fact the story, like the story is not really there. But who cares? But I didn't really care about the story, but the action. I just think this was. I love the crap out of this. I've seen it like 2 times, and I thought it was like I should definitely see this again. I do not care what a lot of other people say about this, but I love this movie. I really love this movie. This is just awesome. Chicks kicking a lot of butt. Men kick a lot of butt in a lot of the past. If you want to see like girls kick butt, pop this movie in. You will have a fun time with it. This is really, really a fun movie. I love it. I love it a lot. Taken. And if you saw my Dangerous Hunts review, one of my friends and I are going to review Taken 2. But I think this one's better. But yeah, I have not got around to see the director's cut of it. But this is just an overall superb movie. This was close to my #1 favorite action movie, but you know what that is. But this is just excellent. This is my favorite Liam Neeson movie of all time. But them stupid critics, they gotta paint this movie. Well, this didn't really get pained all that much like Man on Fire did, but this is really enjoyable. You gotta see this. Liam Neeson's best. Terminator Salvation. Do not have all the other Terminator movies. I do plan on getting them someday. But Terminator Salvation. This is the one I saw in theaters. And, yeah, not good. Not the best Terminator movie. My favorite probably ought to be Judgment Day. Which a lot of people say that. It's the best in the series. And I don't want to talk about the other things because it's too long. But this, I'd say, is awesome. But the sad thing is Arnold's not in it. They computerized him in this. Well, you've seen him in one part, but for a few seconds. Sorry. But yeah, Their Salvation is worth watching. Transformers. Transformers Revenge of the Fallen. I used to have a slipcover for this, but then I lost it, and this is really in terrible condition. But, the disc is fine and everything. So, but yeah, I lost the slipcover to it, but you probably know what the slipcover looks like, but I hated how the, Revenge of the Fallen. This used to be my favorite, but it's not anymore. I know a lot of people hate this one. And I hate how the fact that the really cool picture of this and the cast in the back, then there has to be something like this. And, I mean, it's still cool, whatever, but I just didn't like the fact that they did that. But this is not the best, but probably my least favorite. I still think Dark of the Moon is the best. But I think Transformers was the highest grossing one ever. But yeah, they're both worth watching. End of part 4. Next part, I swear, will be the last part.